Dear all, welcome to our channel. This is our real-time scenario too. Together we will implement a solution to read zip file and unzip it using the REST calls. Our client has a large number of zip files to process, and we need to develop a solution for that. We need to process the files in batches, extract the zip file to create a multiple files and then loop through them. Let's assume a scenario. The source systems are generating more log files over time. What the data source is produce the multiple files. Periodically, client might aggregate these files, resulting in zip files that you will receive for processing and landing into the data warehouse for reporting. In this episode, we will learn how to read the .zip file, how to unzip it. Let's go to the Azure portal and implement. I have already logged into the Azure portal. Once you have logged in, open the storage account and prepare the source for our scenario. I am preparing the source for this scenario. We will use REST calls to extract the zip file at runtime. Then we will unzip the file and store the data in the sync location. We are creating a container zip src blob. Under this container, we will upload our zip file for the scenario. Zip file that I downloaded from Kaggle. As I said in the last video, Kaggle is one of the largest platforms where you can find free datasets for various scenarios. Source is now ready for our scenario. Go back to your Data Factory. I have already launched it. Under this Data Factory, you can create our data pipelines and resources. PL, extract, zip to unzip. Then take a copy activity. Activity, just name it properly. Extract, zip to unzip, this is our task, right? We are not processing any data with copy activity. Simply, we are extracting the zip files and unzipping it. Are we storing those files in different folders or in the same folder? That's up to you. Decide how you want to handle this. Now go to Source and click on New. Select the HTTP connector. The reason we are using the HTTP connector, even though there is a REST connector available, the reason is that mostly REST connector handles only JSON files. If you are relying on JSON source files and expect the output to be the same, then REST API connector is best option for that. If you are dealing with unknown formats, as in our scenario where we don't know the types of files inside the zip file, in projects it's not always feasible to manually verify the types of formats contained in the files. I'm using a HTTP connector and will use the binary format. It doesn't matter what format the ZP file contains, it will simply look for the file and extract it. It will unzip all the files and store them individually based on their format. It will store them in our destination. Specify destination where the files will be stored. In this scenario, I'm not processing any files. We are unzipping the files and simply storing them in a specified location. Okay, our source is ready. Mention dataset name like ds-zipsrc. Okay, that's up to you. I have already prepared it. Yeah, we have a link service here. It's very simple. Let me prepare it for you one more time. Mention name ls http rest blob. Okay, linked service looks like. Make sure you use the correct naming conventions. This makes it easier for you to understand and allows you to reuse it in case you implement any scenarios with this history. Right now, this setup is perfect. Get the base URL from where you will retrieve the data. What you can do is go directly to your file and you will find the URL in your storage account. I am directly taking the URL from my file. Just copy this file path and paste it here. Just remove till .net. .net, and here this is the base URL, right? This irrespective of the any container, irrespective of the anything. The base URL is for entire your storage account, isn't it? Now authentication, I'm using the anonymous. If you want, you can test. You can test the connection, it should pass successfully. Now create. Now everything is perfect. It is asking for the relative URL, correct? You can paste the relative URL that you copied. You already have the base URL for this storage account up to this point. Make sure that this slash is included, it is essential here. If you have already included this slash in the base URL, don't include here, otherwise it will fail. Okay, now everything is perfect. Everything is set, but you need to authenticate at runtime, right? Authentication still needs to be done, correct? We were using anonymous authentication, right? We were planning to handle authentication at runtime, correct? Testing the URL to ensure it functions properly. When you are trying to access a particular object from the storage, you must provide authentication. We need to provide authentication here. What I'm doing is just I'm passing question mark next to my relative path and go to storage account. See, I will try to authenticate using my SAS token, okay? Instead of passing the username and password, I will generate a SAS token. Can set the retention. Then I will provide the same information here. You can generate a SAS token here if you're working with a specific file. At storage account level, click on shared access signature. Click on shared access signature. This SAS token works for entire your storage account. See here you have a retention time. I'm generating for now. I'm not doing anything extra here. This is a SAS token that I have copied. Note that there is a question mark at the end. I am pasting here, that's all. I am not doing anything here extra. Go to your sync location, click on New and select Blob. Select binary dataset. Name it DS Unzip Blob. Now, created a blob storage linked connection. I have already created one. Review it. The containers are not available for the destination, for the sync, correct? Where should we store all these unzipped files, right? So what I will do is unzip the files here. It's a container that will be created at runtime, okay? There are no containers available. This will be created at runtime. There are no containers available at the moment. Everything will be set up perfectly. Okay, all set now, right? Let's quickly review what we have created. We have created a source connection using HTTP. Set up the necessary configurations. We are using the base URL and relative URL. At the relative URL, we have a question mark at the end, followed by the SAS token for authentication. Then go to the sync location. At the sync location, we connected to Bloby storage where we store files. We are extracting from the source and then loading. There is a small change on the source side. We need to use a feature to unzip the files. To unzip the zip files, go to the source dataset, click Open, and select the compression type mechanism. You must use Zip Deflate option. If you use this feature, what happens? If you use this feature, the system will unzip all the files at runtime. It will deflate all the files and store them in your desired location. Now just click on Debug and then refresh. Okay, it has succeeded. Just check once. See one GIP file? It read and written 2 files. Properly extracted write zip file to unzip files. Like, let me go back to storage account to see if there are no unzip containers. There is no unzip container. Just click on refresh. Check the storage account for an unzip container. Inside this container, there should be a folder with 2 files. Great. This is how you should handle it quickly. This approach is not recommended for real-time scenarios, as we can see from what we are doing on the source side with HTTP. With the HTTP connector, what we are doing is hard coding the authentication tokens. Right? This is not a recommended approach. If you are in a hurry and need to perform zip and unzip operations quickly, what you can do is create a pipeline like this. This will work for you. But I can show you in another video how to securely reference credentials, as done in real-world scenarios. Now it's time to test our knowledge. Can you try to answer this question? The answer is B. This is meant for quick use. If you have any use cases, if you have any specific requirements, if you have any use cases, just leave a comment here. Comment below in this video. I will take up the challenge. I will resolve that and will record a video. I will post it on our channel. I hope you learned something new from this video. If you like this video, please like and share it. Subscribe to our channel and leave your comments as well. Every comment and like means a lot to me. See you in the next video. Signing off, bye, and see you in the next video.